Hey, Toby. You say hi? Yeah, you good boy. Where's your collar? Why are you naked? Toby, where'd your collar go? Oh, that's right. We took it off. You went swimming, didn't you, Toby? Yeah, you had fun swimming, didn't you, Toby? Did you go swimming too, Tuck? Yeah, you had a good time in the pool, didn't you, bud? Oh, it's a beautiful day in the Tucker. And buddy, hi, buddy. Where are you going? All right, bye, buddy. Hey, what's up, gardening friends? Jeff here, Tropical Plant Party. How's everybody doing? Hope you're good. I'm great. First day off from surgery. Thank you everybody so much for the well wishes in my last video. I haven't gotten, things have been really chaotic between the multiple surgeries and the cancer and all that stuff, and everything's fine now. And today is, I guess, officially day one of starting to get back to normal. Not really though. They did the skin graft and that hurt, but today feels much better than yesterday. They took a lot of skin, like from here, up here on my thigh, all the way down and around and like up under, say like 2 handfuls of skin, maybe 2.5 handfuls. So that part doesn't feel great, but doesn't feel anywhere near as bad as I thought it would. So I'm grateful for that. It just kind of feels like a bad sunburn, which is totally bearable and manageable. And I'm just grateful to have had that done, and now just a matter of sitting still, taking it easy for like a month. The graft like itself I think takes like a full year to fully heal, but like until I can get back into the swing of being a little bit more active and getting, you know, like being able to drive again and like swim, probably 4 to 6 weeks. Things are good. This is the ball's in motion, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. My nails are a little bit dirty because I got some gardening stuff done. I zoomed in on dirty nails. That's probably not necessary. It's a gardening channel. That's what's happening over here. So the vlog I was going to have for today required some editing, some sitting down in front of the computer time. And as I just showed you with this situation over here, sitting, it doesn't feel very good. So I mostly am standing and laying on my side, at least for the next few days. So I thought I would just do a quick little walk around and talk a little bit, since I said there'd be a Saturday video. So here we go. And a lot of stuff's happened out here, so let's walk around and talk about what's been going on. Now, just a refresher, I haven't been doing any of the yard work. I've been like pointing and saying, hey, put this here, put that there, and then other people have been doing the things for me. So everything is still a work in progress, but that's just what a garden is in general, right? So over here, I got some cannas planted. Somebody else planted them for me. I forget the name, but they are a beautiful variety. It's not the Pretoria. They're similar to the Pretoria, which is the Bengal tiger, but they have like a deep red flower on them. And whenever I do the garden tour, I'll make sure to find that tag so that can be listed and labeled. I have the biggest thing that's happened out here is that we got more drip set up. Game changer. Needed to be done, especially since I can't water. It's asking a lot of other people to do it. So it's a mess, but I got a new timer set up. This one runs off of Bluetooth, which is super nifty, but it's been kind of funky. So I got 2 of these timers. One's over here. The other one's down on the other end of my patio. This one doesn't always show up on the app. So I already sent in for a return. They're going to send a new one, then I'll send this one back. But when it was working, it was fantastic. Being able to just pull out my phone if anything needed more water. So there's some new drip lines run through. I used to just have 2 lines on this end of the house to handle this entire garden bed right here, and to have a line that runs out to the mule palm and then to get across to this garden area over here. And it wasn't enough water pressure. So now that there's 4 lines, there's so much more water pressure. And I know things look thirsty. Hello from my shadow. But that's because it was like 95 degrees today. It's feeling much better right now. That's also why this video is coming out a little bit later, because it was very hot today and I had to stay in the shade and with the fans and everything. Not supposed to have a lot of sweat going on around my graft site. And I just had surgery yesterday, so I'm like supposed to just be relaxing and taking it easy anyway. So that's what's going on there. There's just so much more water pressure, which is very nice. The Alexander palm, I put 5 of the adjustable drip heads in there, and I can't turn it on right now since I have to use my phone, and I'm filming this video with my phone because kind of last minute, a little bit sloppy. It's the way things are going to be for a few weeks, and that's okay. Just working with things. So yeah, things are thirsty, even though the drip's running and everything. It's just when it gets that hot, it's just kind of, it's just what happens, you know? It's hot, they get thirsty. It's summer. That's what's going on there. I don't think anything else got planted over here, but finally got the hanging basket up, which I've wanted to get done for a long time. Unfortunately, it took so long to get that hung up that it's got a little bit raggedy. I went ahead and gave it some petunia fertilizer to help get it to green up a little bit more. I think this is really ultimately just going to need like a 50% cutback to get it to flush back out, but it'll be okay. And I mean, if not, I'm at least happy to just have the bracket up against the house so I can finally have hanging baskets again. When the siding got redone a few years ago, was just hesitant to screw something into the side of the house, and I'm really picky about the hooks. I like these ones that are adjustable. They have like little notches in them, so you can turn them around and move them, so that way if this were to be like in someone's face when they're walking in and out of the door, it can be moved over. So it is moved a little bit to the side because it was kind of getting in the way of going in and out of the house. And yeah, it's seen better days, but now it's up there. It's on drip. There's a drip line running up to it. I was going to run a drip back with these little clamps and run it through everything, and I decided that since the croton right here is so tall and this is already dangling down a bunch, even though I need to give it a prune, but that just seemed like enough of a reason. I was like, you really can't, like, you can't really see the drip line there, so it's fine, at least for this year. Being very flexible with things as far as like little issues like that are concerned. I'm like, it doesn't matter, it's whatever. Got the plumeria repotted while somebody else did, and the soil they used wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it will work. It's just I think needs a little bit more mending. It's kind of muddy, but there's a ton of bark and charcoal in there, and I did water it in, and the water washed right through it. Plumerias need very sharp drainage, and it is sharp drainage, but it might hold on to moisture for a little bit too long, so I have to keep an eye on it. Usually when I repot a plumeria, I use a mix that, like, I'll include some lava or some pumice or just lots of sand, just something so that the water will rush through it quickly. I didn't have any of that stuff, so I just dumped an entire bag of orchid bark and with an all-natural or an all-purpose potting mix, and I was like, you know what? It's the nursery container it was in had just regular all-purpose potting soil in it anyway, so I was like, this isn't going to be worse than that, so just have to be more careful about how it's cared for. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Oh, and there was an orange tree over there, if you remember, one that I had dug up a few months ago that was under the magnolia that used to be right here where that Alexander palm is. There was an orange tree to the side of Japanese bitter orange, and then I had potted that up and it was sitting up there on that hill, and then I was like, well, I can't move this because my body and all the things that were going on with it, but I got it moved. Somebody else did it, and it's down here by this coach light, and that opened up this whole entire area in the garden, which I have plans for. It's just, you know, got a baby step towards things, but I'm going to get this kind of filled in here with some sable minors, some little crepe myrtles, and then some larger ginger lilies at some point, but it's going to be a while. And I don't need to go too in detail on some of these things just because that's more of like a garden tour thing to do, and we're not quite there yet. A couple more weeks. I also got drip run back here. There was already drip run over here, but I put them on one of those Bluetooth timers so I was able to adjust them a little bit better, just because my sprinkler heads that are back here really don't hit this berm very well, and the laurels, they need plenty of water, and so do these Pedicits japonicus. They need tons of water, and you can see the bugs are having a great time chewing on those leaves, and I'm okay with it this year. I'm just like, you know what? Whatever, I don't have time for you and all the spraying and stuff like that since I can't be out in the sun, so it's fine. Just because it kind of has to be. I have a clearance laurel, and I got that at Lowe's for like 20 bucks back in April or maybe March, and it's just been sitting around in his nursery can. You can see why it was cheap. It was only 20 bucks, and I wanted that planted kind of right in that corner there, but that wasn't doable because there are some big tree roots there, so I said, you know what, fine, just plant it over to the side. It's going to fill in, and that's all I care about. Just let it fill in. It's fine. Oh, in this area over here, I talked about this in last week's vlog about how I wanted to get this filled up with alocages and colocages, just lots of bulbs I had laying around and larger pieces of the alocages. And as I was editing that video to release it, they were over here planting that up. So it's nothing to see. It's only been a week, but there are colocasia bulbs in here, some sun impatiens, and then the larger alocages over here to the sides, and then some banana cannas up here along the fence. Those are going to create a nice screen as they grow. I ran drip to each one of these individually. You can kind of see the drip head right there above my finger. Getting cannas on drip irrigation, they grow so fast. So chances are, hopefully, I mean, it's late in the year, but I still think like within the next I don't know, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, they should have at least doubled in size. And since they're banana cannas, hopefully someday they'll be like way up there. Like way, way, way big. Might take a couple years though. There's another one over here that someone's throwing the pooper, scooper, and rake right next to. Always keeping things classy over here. But yeah, the banana cannas, they're nice. 8 to 12 feet, so that'll create a nice, tall, sort of a screen situation. Sorry about the rough camera work, but trying to kind of block a few things that are messy. That'll make a nice wall there. It's going to look good someday. Maybe even this year. Sometimes they'll do an awful lot in 1 year. I would expect them to get at least 6 to 7 feet the first year, even if they're planted kind of late. These got planted up. I went ahead and just laid the plants out and said, you know, just go ahead and throw them in there. And, you know, it's rough planting things this time of year when it's really hot outside. And it's just sometimes things happen. I'm not that concerned seeing this, though. I'm really not. It's a sweet potato vine, so even if it does keep looking bad, tomorrow I may come out with my pruning shears and cut, like, the majority of this off. It's going to bounce back and be totally fine. They're tough plants, so I think that that was a good option to have down here. There's the dwarf marguerite. That's what they're labeled as. We'll see if they're dwarf. I don't know. There's 2 of them, one on each side of the palm, and then these are Supertunia Vista Snowdrift on each side. Very plain, very simple and basic, but I think that that's fine considering this end of the pool has so much going on. It's fine to have them. They don't match. It's fine. And then this is the little area I was working on that was going to be the feature of the vlog that I'm not able to edit, so I figure I'll save this for another time. But I've been planting stuff over here. And you can see it. It's right here. We'll talk about that more in depth when I have some tweaking and stuff to do over here. I almost said twerking. Can't do that right now. Not with all my legs getting missing. And then lastly, an area I don't show very often because it doesn't really get any attention or maintenance, as you can see, at least with everything else that's going on. I've had to kind of prioritize, but all these hostas that are planted around this bird bath and then underneath this hibiscus, this is a Rose of Sharon. Those are all new. Those just got planted today. That one's been there for a long time, but this used to be like my bird garden. I had bird feeders everywhere, and it was nice because there's a big bay window over here that the cat can lay in, the catsa can lay in, and the cat tree, and I like to hang out and look at the bird feeders and watch the nature channel, and so I thought it would be nice just to kind of spruce that area up a little bit. I got all these at Lowe's last year in the fall, and they just now are getting in the ground, so that's good. Things are happening, even if I'm not the one who's able to do them. I'm just happy that they're happening. Pardon the dog. Tucker's freaking out. He's having a moment over here. This is where my needle palms are. I don't think I like ever come over here to talk about this area because it's pretty much just, it's a shady spot. I don't do much over here, but those are nice hardy palms. If you live in zone 6, highly recommend them. It makes a nice palm bush. It's just a bush of palm leaves, but they're fun to have around. They're evergreen. I love evergreens. And over here's where I've been spending my time. Over here in fan world, because hot. It's been very toasty, so as long as I stay right here, it's been bearable, and I've been able to handle it okay. Just been walking around and pointing and saying, put this here, put that there, and it's an adjustment, but I'm grateful to have people around who are willing to help me out with things, and you can see lots of stuff's been getting done over the last, like, 10 days. A good amount of things are getting planted. Even if I'm not the one doing it, I'm just happy it's happening. Heck, it's actually starting to grow on me, having other people do all the work for me. I can kind of get used to this, of just pointing. I'll just pick the plant up and set it down. Somebody else can do all the work. I'm fine with that. No, I'm not really fine with it, but I'm grateful for it, I guess I should say. So I know that was a lot. Very fast and speedy and chaotic, but it's just late. It's like 6 o'clock p.m. here in the Midwest where I am in St. Louis, so just thought I'd come out and talk for a little bit and say hi. And again, thank you to everyone for all the love and support. My last video, that amazing news about them being able to get all the cancer and everything out and all my biopsies and everything being clear. It's been a very emotional and scary few weeks, and there's been a lot of growth, and it's just wasn't expecting it, but I think good things are coming from it. I feel like a better person. Oh, better person might be dramatic and not, I don't know how to describe it. I feel good, and I feel healthy, and just I don't know, my brain went places I never thought it would need to go at my age, and I've think that that's good. I think that there's a lot of growth there that's happened. I guess that's what I mean to say. So you get to make the most of these situations, and that's what I'm trying to do. And we'll be here at the getting ready to pass the finish line. Just a few more weeks of recovery. Got to take care of myself so that graft can heal really well, and things will go back to normal. And in the meantime, I mean, just look at, I get to sit there and look at these beautiful plants. Nothing to complain about here. Life's amazing right now. I keep starting to walk up to plants and talk about them like we're doing a garden tour. Like I said, it's not time yet. This needs to wait a couple weeks. Oh, and I repotted Mr. Freckles. Or Freckles. It's just called Croton Freckles. In my head, for whatever reason, I call it Mr. Freckles. It needed to be repotted very badly, though. This is one of my favorite Crotons. I don't know why, because it's not like the most colorful or fancy, but it has been the most sturdy and easy to grow. The past winter that I had it inside, it like dropped like maybe 3 leaves. Usually Crotons, they just throw a fit being moved in and out of the house. And this one didn't skip a beat. I mean, it's just been a wonderful plant. I just did the thing that I said I'm not going to do. This isn't garden tour time. Okay, I'm gonna go. I was just popping in and say hi to everybody, basically, and give an update on what's been going on out here, since I haven't really been able to vlog the process of things. I haven't been the one doing them, and it's been too hot for me to be outside, and then all the surgeries and the big hole in my back, and then all of my legs being missing. It's just, you know, there's a lot going on. Hope everybody's doing well, having a great weekend, a great life. Everything's going beautifully for you. Thank you again for all the love and support. It's been a rough few weeks, and I'm happy to be moving on from this situation that's been going on, and just a lot of perspective changes for the good. And that's okay. I don't know what I was getting at there. It's time to go. I'm winging it here, and losing my train of thought, if you can't tell. Alright, as always, and most importantly, everybody, keep on growing. Bye bye.